When you're having these initial discussions about bringing in Sarge, is the first idea, hey, we'll just lean into Sarge sort of hammering America's gone soft, and then this sort of enemy of the state thing sort of was born out of the skirmish in the Middle East, and it just was a happy accident the timing lined up? Or
Yeah, I mean, it was, and I also think that because of the sentiments towards Saddam Hussein, the sentiments towards the Middle East at that time, that there was a new feeling of patriotism in the country, and it was something that had kind of been lacking. I think the last before that was really Gaddafi, and this was different, man. There was a feeling, there was a new feeling of patriotism in the country. So, what if you take one of their own, one of our very own, and he feels that no, your patriotism isn't true. It's not real. You're not a real patriot because you're not out there fighting. And that turncoat, it just felt better, and it was different than anything that had traditionally been done in the business, but it was still being based off of the anti-American sentiment, and had not been done. It certainly hadn't been done with anyone the likes of Sergeant Slaughter, who was the you know the ultimate American babyface. By God, it doesn't get any more red, white, and blue than Sergeant Slaughter.
you guys are going to tape a challenge and a superstars in Springfield and then Providence, and this is where we would see Sergeant Slaughter appear with you as Brother Love, of course, and he has a confrontation with Nikolai Volkov. And it's written here, Sergeant Slaughter debuted and got good heat here because Brother Love was on his side, and he had a confrontation with Nikolai Volkov, but Slaughter looked real bad and got no crowd reaction without Brother Love's help. That was a report from the live taping, but the actual report when it aired on TV said this was reminiscent of the classic Brother Love with Morton Downey and Roddy Piper from WrestleMania in the way it dragged and how bad it was. Slaughter said things that should have gotten heat but didn't. They're going to have a harder time with this guy than I thought, at least from the reaction here. This segment was a bomb. Matt Watch at the time, which was Steve Beverly's newsletter, said Sarge gives Bruce the proverbial hug. Vince should have ordered this one cut in half. The 8-minute segment dragged and here's the deal. They're all saying it's an entire bomb and it has nothing to do with you or Brother Love or that character. Fans just aren't clicking with Sarge. You were there. When you're there in the segment doing it live, did you feel like it was working or did you feel like, boy, this is dragging?
It was dragging. I mean, it was dragging. You're out there and you're feeling it. But I think that the reason it was dragging is we were trying really hard to, you don't like this guy. Please don't like this guy. And I think it even drug down further because you got Nikolai out there. Again, man, Nikolai in his day was one of the nastiest, biggest heels this business has ever seen. And like your roles are reversed, same opponents. But now I got the Russian telling me how great America is, and now I got the American telling me how soft America is. Crowd didn't want that. So he did not have a strong antagonist, he being Sarge. Nikolai was not that, major strong antagonist. I'm going to get behind Sergeant Slaughter to beat Nikolai Volkov when I had already seen almost everybody else already beat Nikolai. Nikolai was in the twilight of his career. And I'd seen a lot of Sergeant Nikolai too. So yeah, it just they didn't want that. They told us that, in their response to it. So we did everything that we could by rubbing him up with me and letting him know this is a horrible human being because
He's
he's
friends
my
with Brother.
friend. Yeah. So
the only way to let someone know that you're a terrible person is to make them on
give
screen
me a hug.
Bruce Prichard.
Yeah, exactly. You understand that.
I understand that very well. I've gotten
Yeah.
so much heat from being your friend.
Yeah. Well,
There's a
vice versa. I mean,
of course, yeah. We're both just heat-seeking missiles every which way we go.
yeah. You and
Uh,
your con man, fucking all your con man shit. God damn.
boy, I'd
You're a
love to learn.
horrible human being.
I'd love to learn more about this con man shit, but I can't because you're busy burying everybody full time.
Exactly. That's what I do.
Yes.
Is it
Uh,
raining here?
Yes, it is raining. Cats and dogs, literally.
Oh,
Hey, Sergeant Slaughter is the greatest general since brother General Saddam Hussein.
no.
That's
Saddam Hussein.
I
The
mean,
great General Saddam Hussein. Greatest natural leader. You want to know? So why? There was heat, man, and there was, again, we're in uncharted waters. So Sarge, being somewhat of a sympathizer, people didn't like that. That part they didn't like. I'm beyond the Nikolai stuff, just to where we really started getting into the. I'm so sorry I am apologizing about my voice. Sorry. But the sympathizers of people did not like, and they felt that part. And Okerlund did not want to be out in the ring with Sarge to do interviews. That's why so much was done with Sarge. I believe, and I could be wrong here, but I believe that even me doing that line might have been backstage, because there was just so much heat anytime we brought up Saddam Hussein. So it was, I know I did, the Great American thing and all that shit with him at SummerSlam, and that was, that was good. That was fun. And we had a lot of heat with that, but it was, there was a reason. Sarge, they wanted Sarge wearing bulletproof vests. They wanted me to wear a bulletproof vest, and we both refused. And I just felt, and I underestimated this, hindsight being 2020, I underestimated it a little bit, I think, because my thing was, I thought, you know what, our fans are sophisticated enough and educated enough to know that, hey, this is entertainment. But then never being in a place of, Vietnam War, that's different. My brothers went to war in Vietnam. My dad was 23 years in the Army and things of that nature. But in my adult lifetime, this was getting serious. It just was a different feel for everybody. And, at this point, I'm 26, 27 years old, whatever it is, I'm invincible. Shoot me. I don't care. I'll just come back as babyface, or I'll rise from hell, whatever the hell it takes. But I didn't take it seriously. I took it as, in our world, I was so immersed that they have to understand we're working here.
right.
We're just working to piss you off. But it got a little crazy. This was kind of the beginning of it starting to get a little crazy.